Hi, welcome to week 10. I can't believe that it's already week 10. It's just flying by. There are a few things I'd like to go over with you. Number one, missing assignments. If you look at Canvas at your grades and you have a 0 on any assignment, a discussion, a small writing assignment, please still make those up. I will give you reduced credit for them, not full credit, but some credit is better than no credit. So if you do make something up, just please shoot me an email letting me know that you did it, because I don't always get the notification when something's past due that it's been posted, and I can give you some credit on them. So some people missed the week 9 discussion board. Of course, you can still go back and do that. Number 2, in-class attendance. In-class attendance remains optional, as you know. Berkeley has made the decision to go 100% virtual, so no on-site meetings at all, the week of Thanksgiving. So for us, that would be the week of November 23rd to the 25th. That's the Wednesday. If you would still like to meet on campus, that would be the last days that you could do it. You can do it next week, the week following. There's still a few more weeks. However, I have noticed that on-site attendance has dwindled drastically, especially last week when I think that I only had 1 or 2 students for the week. If you are starting to feel uncomfortable about coming to campus, you can request a Zoom session with me. Many students have done this already. It doesn't necessarily have to be during the class time that we usually meet. We can set up another time, another appointment. I can meet with you, a few students. You let me know what works for you and we can work something out. We could do a WhatsApp video session. So just let me know, like, look, I'm feeling uncomfortable about coming now, but I still have some questions, would like to, see each other to discuss it, and we can work something out. Third, the research paper rough drafts. So I think most of these research papers had some good information, definitely information that you could use in your research paper, but they did not start the way that I was looking for. So most of you wrote just like a biographical research paper. This person was born in this year, they had this many siblings, they had parents, they moved a few times. What I'm looking for the introduction of this research paper is a narrative story about the person's turning point. I want your spin on it, your take, your story about the person. If I was looking just for like where they were born and where they were raised, I could just read the source myself. What I'm looking for is your creativity. We have been working on narratives and description really since the beginning of this class. So I'd like you to take what you learned and apply it to this research paper. So the introduction, like I said, is like the first page or 2 pages even, would be the narrative story of the person's turning point. If you cannot figure out their turning point, email me, chat me, Zoom request me, and we can figure it out together. I can help you come up with some ways to start this research paper. Just a side note, whenever you do an assignment for this class, please do click on the module and look through the lecture and the assignment and the welcome, because that's where I really describe what I want the assignment and examples of the assignment. I think that it's easier to just click on assignment and do it, but then we're just sort of sometimes missing how to do it and what I am looking for. So for week 10 modules, I tried to get more specific with what I'm looking for, and I gave another example. So let's look at that now. Okay, so under week 10, under lecture week 10, the first thing that I posted was a potential outline. Now, you don't have to follow this exactly, but I think it might help with how to write this essay rather. So the attention getter could be a quote about the person or by the person, or you can go right into the story, just start it in an interesting way. You would then develop the narrative, which is a descriptive story, considering all the narratives and description we read in class. I did also give you that Abraham Lincoln example about the person you're writing about, focusing on their turning point. Then you could go into the thesis statement, which would just be something like, this person led your person to, something in their career, something in their lives, something in the world, etc. After that really well-crafted narrative introduction, you can then backtrack a little bit into the body paragraphs. And again, many of you already did this research, which you had in your first draft, that you could use here. You could talk about their early life, their career, lead them back to the turning point. Here's the only thing that I wanted to point out about early life. Early life can be a little bit wordy, and I want to say, honestly, a little bit boring. If their early life has nothing to do with their turning point, which sometimes it does not, you don't have to give all the details of everything that they ever did growing up, everywhere that they ever lived, everywhere that they ever went to school. You can really summarize that to be just shorter and the important points. Same about their career. Like I don't have to know that they worked as an intern when they were 15 for 3 months. You would just have to really focus on the main points. In your conclusion, you can restate the thesis in a different way. You can sum up their life and turning point, and you can answer the question, where are they now? What was the impact on the world? If they're deceased, you can mention that. You can mention what they're doing now, something of that sort. But again, I'm not just looking for a biography about the person. I'm looking for a narrative about the person as well. So I'm hoping that makes a little bit more sense. In lecture week 10, I also posted some help with writing a biographical narrative essay. So you can read through this, your subject, how to illustrate your story, how to structure a narrative using details. Sorry about all the ads here, but this should maybe help a little bit as well. I gave you another example. There are currently millions of articles about Kamala Harris. So I just chose one. Kamala Harris makes history. And this, again, I'm going to collapse that, but it starts as a narrative. From the earliest days of her childhood, Kamala Harris was taught that the road to racial justice was long. It talks about that she spoke on the campaign trail, what she said. It talks about her turning point a little bit in her victory speech. And then it backtracks into her earlier life. So I thought that this was a pretty good example. There are probably a ton of examples of stories about Kamala Harris, so you're welcome to look any of those up for more inspiration. And then I also wanted to show you that there is some help that you can get through the Center for Academic Success at Berkeley. So on Thursday, November 12th, that's this Thursday at 5 p.m., there is a Zoom meeting. There's the ID and password in which you can talk and ask questions about perfect sources, how to start your draft. You are welcome to do this. You do not have to, but it might be help for you. So you can Zoom with me, you can Zoom with them, you can do both. But the goal of this quote unquote second draft is so I would like to see you crafting a narrative about your person's turning point, not just the biographical facts. I hope that clarifies for you what I'm looking for. You can email me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. So I think that was about it for what I wanted to go over, just the missing assignments, on-site attendance, and the research paper. If you have any questions or concerns, please email me and let me know. I hope that you have a great week, and I will talk to you soon.